Donald Trump Jr. has been hacked. The SEC has declared war on DeFi, and we have Binance shooting back at claims against alleged custody of their crypto. All this and more on today's Blockchain Basement.
Bum, 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 bum. You ready for this? I'm ready. Welcome.
If you're gonna screw me, at least pull my hair.
Hell yeah. What do you got?
They could start chopping off fingers. They're like, give me your seed phrase, but I don't know it.
Out to give the numbers out. And I was like, no, hang up the phone right now.
Or like when it dropped in 2020, was it like exciting?
400,000 to 600,000. The generational signals are now.
Level. So I don't even know if we're gonna get back below there, but if we do, that's kind of where we
People lurking in the shadows for Owen at all times. Welcome one, welcome all to the Blockchain Basement. We have Joel.
Let's
Joel
go.
in the chat, calling out, where's Joel been? Just so happened to be this was not planned.
Wild.
They needed a dumbass.
Yeah, well, you know, you're doing a lot of things. You seem like you're moving kind of into the more production side, getting involved with kind of a little bit of even the Druth videos.
That's right.
I'm getting you kind of black pilled on the data that's out there that you can look up as a free thinking individual. So glad to have you
already started
more
converting
involved.
him, you know?
I know.
Yeah.
It takes time.
I'm learning, boys.
You
I'm
and
learning.
bought some stuff a couple days ago.
Yeah, I got my first firearm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a Georgia boy. I'm trying to be a Georgia boy.
That's
We're
right.
converting them.
Welcome to the
Talk
chat.
about-
Shane Hansen with the amazing memes. Chili Rainbow, Corey Harden, Crypto Antagonist, Flat Smack, John Froster, Crypto. Thank you all for joining us. What a fast moving week. My God, is it already Wednesday? This is insane. Time is flying. I was talking to my wife last night. I'm pretty offended at how quickly time is going by right now. Many little children at my home make the home life move extremely quick. And it just kind of reminded me like the time to be acting and stacking my bags definitely is now. And that time is shrinking in my opinion. I'm going to be stopping with my heavy allocations once the Bitcoin halving comes. That is April of next year. Time is running out. It's almost the holiday season. So it's definitely time to be paying attention to what's going on in the crypto sphere. You like holidays? What are you, a Christmas maxi? Owen's a Christmas maxi.
Holly and Jolly.
Christmas.
Look at
This is
that.
the best time of year, boys.
You like it?
I love it.
I love
Christmas
fall weather.
is my shit for
Well,
sure.
I
Fall's
mean,
amazing.
some people get all worked up about it, because you got that financial strain on you. But that's why we're in crypto. We're trying to make the best for our families. We're joined by Hannah here, acting pretty chaotically this morning.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
Some of y'all in the
I'm
chat
trying
are
to
unreal.
get out of Joel's tall.
I know, my bad, bro.
You are. He's Joel. Are we the same height?
I'm 6'4",
Oh, I'm tall.
but I'm 280 pounds, bro.
Yeah.
It's all in the waist. You know
I'm
what I mean?
catching up to you on that side. My wife actually, I have my favorite pants.
Joel or Jason Old
So,
Bean.
my wife had to make my pants a little bit bigger because I'm a little bit thicker than I was in my prime. But you know what?
Winter
I'm
is
all right.
coming.
He thick.
Winter is coming. I'm preparing.
He thick because he be eating oats.
See, there you go.
What?
I don't know.
I do eat oats. That's an accurate statement. It's an accurate statement. I eat oats and yogurt quite often, but I love pizza and hamburgers, which is where the extra weight comes in. But I'm not sorry about it because I
Thick
work out.
guys save lives. It's
Yep.
fine.
Oh, God. Well, basically, the SEC has come out and they're being pretty feisty against DeFi. In general, Johnny, my counterpart upstairs, he was talking, his bags got hit a little bit hard last night after the SEC has come out and basically just signaled that more enforcement is coming for decentralized finance. They're going to keep coming after everyone in decentralized finance. I highlighted on the morning show how beautiful the design of decentralization is in general because of attacks like this. If you're more spread out, there's more decentralized nature in the targets, then it becomes harder to do regulation by action and enforcement. You have to set ground rules so that they all operate on, but essentially decentralization makes you a much harder target to pin down, which is why one of the many reasons why I love cryptocurrency. But the SEC's crypto enforcement chief has warned yesterday more charges are coming to DeFi and exchanges. David Hirsch, who runs the agency, handles the crypto enforcement, says that apart from Coinbase and Binance, there are other exchanges in DeFi that are straying from the law. And here is Gary Gensler giving the 3%er signal right there. Fantastic. All you in the chat that know what I'm talking about, plus one, be a couple of you, I guarantee it. Only takes a few good men to change the country. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is not done chasing down crypto exchanges and decentralized finance projects it sees as violating securities laws in the same vein as Coinbase and Binance. Now, from what I've seen, they've been a lot softer on their inquiries of Coinbase than they have been on Binance. I see a lot more FUD and allegations coming out of the DOJ and the SEC against Binance rather than Coinbase. And I feel like they've lumped Coinbase into this kind of, investigation bubble that the SEC is doing into crypto to save face. I feel like Coinbase is their perfect child in the background that's going to be taking everything once the competition is done away with, is what I feel like they think they can do right now, but time will tell if that theory is correct. And basically, Hirsch said that the SEC's interest in crypto goes well beyond high-profile exchanges, talking about actual DeFi projects, said that they won't escape the enforcement division's attention, and basically just conceded that the SEC can only reach so far. Now, this is where the real value in the decentralization comes from the fact that they can't catch them all. And, it's such a wide network. It's such a worldwide ecosystem that it's going to be really hard for a singular country, like even as strong as the United States, to really put their fingers in and put a stop to the ecosystem as a whole. So that is what I see, his concession is that he realizes it's like chasing a herd of cats through an open prairie. It's pretty difficult to do. You might catch one or two to make an example out of.
Did you say you can't catch them all?
Can't catch them all.
Gotta catch
That
them
reminds
all.
me of Pokemon.
I love Pokemon.
You gotta catch 'em all.
I loved the Pokemon opening sessions.
Hey, man, your daughter
know?
got a bunch of cards,
I
right?
know. She made out
hooked
with
her
God, she made out like a couple holographs. We're still looking for the Charizard VMAX holographic, though. It's a long search. I sold my original Charizards for a really good price. I had multiple of them, and I sold them when I was moving. That worked out really great. And that's like Pokemon was kind of like the first step in understanding NFTs for me. I see why people like to collect things and hold them over time. If it's a cult classic type memorabilia, that might do good in the future. And I've done well with crazy things like Pokemon cards over a 10 years time frame, turned into a lot of money. So
I'm curious if it's going to keep going up or not. I'm very interested in this stuff.
I don't know. I think Pokemon cards.
Did it reach the hype? Is it the peak?
So. I think that the Pokemon
now they got
cards
skateboards you can collect.
Well, Pokemon Go was a total flop. Right? Like, I mean, it did good, but now it's flopped.
Not at the beginning.
It's like flop now.
It's like all video games. There's the hype, you're there, and then people fall off.
And it's not that the video game was bad. It's just that the users fell off. So it was less fun.
I got so many steps in, though.
Yeah, you do get a lot of steps.
Did you, though? No.
If you can stay self-motivated and, okay in the metaverse alone, then yeah, you can walk around quite a bit. I just, I kind of lost my interest in Pokemon Go when there was less and less people going around.
Yeah.
And now they're incentivizing I'll check into Pokemon Go every now and again. And what they're doing now is, since I've checked back in, they're putting a really rare Pokemon right where I spawned at, just to get me excited. And it's not even me playing. It was my daughter that's always taking my phone from me and basically shaking me down for control of my cellular device over Pokemon Go, which is not fun.
I think once people started walking off cliffs and like into traffic doing Pokemon Go,
driving while doing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's happening. Like they had the little message like, "Hey, you better not be driving."
Yeah.
People are like, "I'm not driving."
They're driving like so slow, so it thinks they're walking. It's
The best
just
one,
fucking walk.
There was a dude on a bicycle that had like a wall of Pokemon Go going on like 50 different cell phones, and he was spinning the Pokestops and collecting all the stuff. He's gaming the system. It's kind of like creating multiple wallets to try to get airdrops in crypto. But, back to DeFi, back to this battle against DeFi. The SEC's waving this big scary stick at DeFi. Hey, you better behave or I'm going to make an example out of some of you. I don't think that threat is strong enough to stop the world of decentralized finance by any means. It's just going to make America fall behind on the development side, fall behind on the companies that are coming up out of the area and, adding to the GDP. Rather, we're going to see things pop up in Singapore or Hong Kong or, all these other different locations that are actually giving them framework. We're going to lose out a little bit on that. But in general, the DeFi market really didn't care about this. This is on CoinGecko's site. You can go to the categories. Then you go down to DeFi. Gives you just a starting pile of just an overscope of where decentralized finance, kind of landed over each night. And really not much has moved. Like we had Bounce do really good. STP's up, Goldfinch, Teller Tributes. This is the degen stuff right here. And then, the losers, Thorchain. I'm liking. I want to get myself some Thorchain. I was hoping for a lower entry point than where we're at currently.
I got some Thorchain,
but
I bought it a long time ago.
Oh, yeah,
I bought it a week. I think it was during Thanksgiving. Like a week before Bitcoin absolutely dumped.
Oh, really?
Yep.
God.
Okay.
So I'm definitely up on that one.
Yeah.
But like I said before on past shows, I only talk about my losses, not my gains. So.
Mm-hmm.
Does it come with a hammer?
Yeah,
I like the name, but also like it's very bullish for decentralized transactions in general, and I think that more people are going to have that interest in decentralized finance because we saw what happened with Celsius and FTX. The trust in centralized exchanges and centralized banks is eroding, and so from that, I think that we're going to have this symptom of just regular people like me and you being more interested in decentralized applications that don't have center points of failure. But it is up to these DeFi projects to be accessible and not have that massive barrier of entry through needing to be highly technologically capable of getting into them and out of them. I think that that's a big barrier DeFi needs to focus on. It's at $1.79 right now. God, I was hoping to, yeah, I mean, it really ripped up here because I was hoping that we would kind of keep going down. That did not happen. So this wasn't on my top of the list to get into. I stacked my Chainlink H bar, and I forgot I bought a good grip of Ethereum too in about this time frame. But this thing has continued to rip upwards, and it looks like has just hit, I mean, its previous all-time high. That was February 2023. So this one I am definitely watching out for. But in general, DeFi really kind of shook off the bad news of the SEC just kind of blanket statement, firing a warning shot across the bow, which, you know, I fully expect. This is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an unmovable object. It's a battle that'll continue. And we're going to see the United States pine for its, you know, middleman moment in the sun. Visa's not going to try to give up its transaction fee. I heard, I think it was Sergey from Chainlink. He made a great statement. He's like, you know, what we're really trying to do here is we're trying to inject blockchain in between two transacting banks. And, you know, in doing so, we think that we can capture that middleman ground for the CBDC transactions. I really don't think that that's logical. What we should be looking for is applications that people outside of that financial system will want to take a part to basically get exposure to new loan systems they don't have, or to be banked without having an actual bank, to, you know, bank the unbanked, which is a big ethos of crypto in general. So I think that it's a healthy kind of focus to stay on as we move forward through all this litigation and what we want to be deemed accessible for the crypto user. Like, we need to protect that ability to transact even on undesirable goods. We've seen the World Economic Forum come against hard iron goods being purchased with cash and fiat. They're using that as a talking point of why they need to take away this privacy aspect to the everyday citizen, which is where the dangerous stuff can happen. We need to make sure to nourish DeFi into the explosion that it will be. And I know it's coming either way. It's good to be in early on it, but I just stress the absolute importance of that sector in particular. Because without Bitcoin and DeFi, then you're left with just a set of centralized, black bagable projects that can be arbitraged by whoever's at the head of them easily, or they can be, you know, taken out of the markets through various means. So just keeping that in mind, you know, crypto just seemed to not really care about what the SEC had to say yesterday. There's something still going on. The United Auto Workers are still threatening to expand this strike. Looks like it's been 5 days now. Ford, Stellantis, and GM went on strikes. Strikers are threatening to expand. This is a pretty big strike. I just wanted to make a side note of it because this is a symptom of people's aggravation with kind of the pay grades and, you know, the difference between cost of living to what they've been paid over the last few decades has basically reached a crescendo where people are not willing to stand for it anymore. I also did bring up this morning the problems that people in Canada are having. I know DZ was making kind of a short on the rise of food costs in Canada. There's people that are pleading with their government, please, I cannot afford the water. I work $100,000 a year job. I went and got a degree. Why are you starving me? Why are I not able to afford water? This doesn't seem fair. In my opinion, it is absolutely not fair. What's being done to them is they're being taxed to pay for climate change. And you can't pay your way out of the climate changing. Okay. Yeah. The solar minimums and solar maximums are a thing. And our government shaking us down in our pocketbooks just because it's happening is very, very wrong. So it's a pretty baseline understanding thing to have. And also worth noting is people, you know, you're going to talk to people that are going to ask you about, well, what kind of crypto? How'd you get that far? Then you're going to tell them, why am I looking at this? Because you have an inflationary, potentially hyperinflationary situation happening to your dollar that's in your pocket right now. Your dollar is worth half as much as it was in 2020. They printed 80% of all circulation over the last 3 years in an emergency fashion over a flu. So when you put it in context like that, it makes a lot of sense. And I know that Jerome Powell is going to be speaking in like 7 minutes. I was looking around on YouTube for his live, but essentially I have a very, very strong opinion that he is going to pause interest rates. The chart for Bitcoin, it had a little bit of a Darth Maul moment. We always have this. So if you're leverage trading today, be very, very careful over the next 5 minutes. You see, you got the Darth Maul.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
For real, right?
Yeah, this is the 5 minute chart. Look at the Darth Maul candle you get every single time. Just
Double blade.
shakes out the shorts and then the longs and then resets. He's going to be speaking in 7 minutes, but I feel like he is just guaranteed to, it looks like pause confirmed. There you go. So my gut instinct of my guarantee is correct. It's what he has done. And essentially this sets up for a perfect scenario for Bitcoin. If we back up and just look at kind of where we're at, and I don't like to, pat myself on the back a bunch, but I feel like in the basement we've been pretty damn spot on. So what I did is tethered up right here and then, let this correction happen, filled up the bags on Chainlink and HBAR right here and Ethereum. So now we're back on the way up. In general, and just as a reminder, this channel started with 60 live viewers every day, and we started when Bitcoin was trading between $17,000 and $15,000. And we were surrounded by pundits and well-known people that were like, nope, $10,000 is incoming right now.
It never
We
did.
know what we're talking about. We've been here longer than you. You don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, no, you're wrong. 17 was the line, and that has been the line ever since
What was the
then.
bottom? Do you know the exact bottom?
It was about 15,500. Yeah, 15,700.
I'm
on
proud
here.
to say, as long as it stands, I bought the bottom.
Yeah,
I bought the bottom. I
See?
did.
there it is.
Like the absolute bottom. I bought it.
How
See?
much did you buy? $100.
It might have been $100. I don't remember how much,
Hey,
but
man, as long as
I'm
you
proud
got
to
the
say I
bottom.
potentially bought the bottom.
You need
Now,
that.
do I sell the top? That's a better question.
You better sell the top. I mean,
No,
it's
I
gonna
won't
feel
be
weird.
selling at the top. I'm going to be DCing out as
Yeah.
it goes up.
You gonna do the
Smart move.
25% plan?
That's the move.
All right, then. Well, here's what it is. So basically, I felt like buying again once we hit this line. After years of holding an old bag from old cycles, did take profits here. Felt like getting back in here, doubled up, took it out right here. Now we're back in the market. I'm feeling excellent about my position, and I am not a fair weather fan. I don't say it could go up, could go down. I said it was going to go down. It went down. Now I feel like it's going back up. So I got in. And we're going back up. Is what I'm saying. And yeah, I'm feeling good about Chainlink right now. I probably am going to continue looking into Cardano. I feel like Cardano is just a gimme.
Join
but
us, Drew. Join us in Cardano.
Join you in Cardano.
Yeah, man.
You
Biggest
and
bag.
BJ, man.
We love Cardano.
And it's not like I haven't ever owned Cardano. Like I made some money I think about like 3 or 4 months ago. I got out of Cardano at like 40 cents. Let's see what this thing looks like now.
Am I dumb for buying HBAR?
I have HBAR.
I have some
HBAR is
HBAR.
a
I bought
big.
Matic the other day. I bought HBAR today. I'm just trying to get in. A little.
Hey.
I mean,
That's
Matic's
good
not going to be
stuff.
like a huge runner, I don't feel like, but it's still going to be a mover. You know,
Good
Matic's one of
loyalty.
those ones that like people think, it's already been discovered and I already missed it. And I got to go degening out on 1000x coins only. If you 5x, that's awesome.
I just feel like it's a safe buy.
it is a safe buy. It is
I
a
like
safe buy.
Matic.
In my opinion, it feels safe.
But are you going to put all of your money that you'd be willing to invest into, a risky buy or a safer buy and then a smaller chunk into the high risk position? I feel like
That seems like the move.
that's the move for me. I mean, that's
That's
what
the
I do. I am increasing the risk exposure during this cycle. The last cycle, I left the risk exposure basically insulated to XRP, Ethereum, Chainlink, and Bitcoin. Obviously, those 4 did really great. Now I'm kind of moving into more degeny because I've already taken lots of profits on that. Feel great. Had more to work with now. And so I'm going into a more aggressive mindset, getting into things like Chainlink. Caspa is absolutely something that I am going to be moving in. Cadena is, I think, something that Nick had been talking about.
I like Cadena.
You like Cadena?
Yeah, I just bought it when it was a lot more expensive.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, we got some Cardano people. Is Ada Gang still a thing?
Ada Gang.
Is it a thing?
Cardanos Hermanos.
The hardcore Cardano people, they do not like the term Ada Gang. They do
Dude, I
not
think
like it.
Cardanos Hermanos is the ticket, I think. There.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was Shane in the Discord shared me a meme getting BJ in the meme
Getting the BJ.
infamy. We need a BJ back in our lives here. Yeah, he'll be back next week. And we were supposed to have him reporting live on the Vegas cyber attack, but he is probably
Putting
6
eyeliner
feet.
on.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably putting a really crazy outfit.
He wears eyeliner.
He does. It happens.
He's
Oh
at a
my
rave
God.
right now from last
BJ's,
night.
BJ is such a character. Love the guy.
He is a definite Cardano lover, though, and me and him have been talking about milk on the Cardano ecosystem. Looks pretty tasty. It's got a low overall supply, and yeah, I mean, and Nick was talking about HBAR yesterday. He's like, it has infinite supply. It doesn't have an infinite supply. Just let him kind of rail 50 billion supply. So HBAR, I feel like it's a good buy. At the price levels we're seeing right now at 5 cents, I think HBAR is a good buy. Now, if it moves to 20 cents, 25 cents, I'm definitely not buying anymore, right?
Yeah, I think that's probably where it's going to stop.
That takes all just internal control about not chasing gigantic green candles, having enough conviction to move into low entry points on projects that you're going to be surrounded by people telling you it's dead, it's a scam, it's done, you're an idiot. While you're selling, you're going to feel like an idiot, and it's not going to be, when you actually do sell the top, you feel like a moron. Everyone tells you that you're wrong, and that's where you need to kind of lean into. If the masses think it's going to happen, it's probably going the other way because the winners are the usually minority. That's kind of how markets move.
Mr. Techno Goody reminded me. It's like, it's really funny that people in crypto are not excited about a 2x. Like, who are
I
we?
know.
No, I know.
It's kind of
Truly.
insane.
I know. Well, there's a lot of
100x or bust.
there's a
I
lot of
was-
fantasy. What's
I
that?
was on a Twitter space last night and they were talking about like everybody that even like normies that aren't into crypto, you ask them what they know about and they know about Bitcoin and Doge. And there was somebody in this space and they were like, when you're talking to normies like about crypto, what do you tell them to buy? And he said, I'm always like, buy Doge. Like just put money into Doge and just watch it for a little bit and see what happens. And like everybody in this space is like cringing, right? Like they're all putting up like
Like I just
laughing
did.
faces. Like they're like, that's terrible advice. But he's like, it's almost inevitable. You put a little bit of money into Doge, it's gonna go up at some point. Like it's just a waiting game. So it'll get people that aren't in crypto to like come and check their apps and like pay attention to the market. And then maybe they'll take that money and put it into something else. Like once they actually figure out what Doge is. And I was like, it's a good point because he was saying we know that we can buy percentages of Bitcoin and we can only buy a little bit, but it's not gonna you're not gonna 100x on your Bitcoin, but you could buy like multiple Doge coins, and that's more appealing to most people, even though we know Bitcoin is like safer than Doge.
Yeah.
What would you tell someone to buy?
Me,
We're gonna ask everyone.
Oh God.
Yeah.
What's it
What
gonna
would you
be?
tell
I
'em?
think I Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, XRP, a little bit of each, and just watch them and make your choices after that.
Drew?
I'd say Ethereum. I like Ethereum. And then they'd be interacting with the gas fees early on. They'd be understanding non-deterministic gas fees and what would make another chain that's competitive with Ethereum valuable. If that gas fee is able to be calculated on the front end, they'd be able to see a big difference in value in other chains that are trying to get that Ethereum spot. I would tell them to get Ethereum to figure it out to begin with. What do you
good
think,
one.
Joel?
No, that is smart because I was going to say Cardano, but the fact that you would know like how to the gas fees and moving stuff, that I struggle with that still today. I still struggle with
Wait,
it.
With
when-
gas fees,
Just
Yeah.
like, moving things from MetaMask to this, it's just like, oh, I
yeah,
gotta buy
there's a
Ethereum.
lot
and
of
then,
it's a lot of steps and a lot of
Yeah.
wasted money that ends up going nowhere, especially if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. And if they're paying that gas fee and using that blockchain, Ethereum, then they'll see the value in some of these other blockchains that are trying to compete. And yes, there's all this FUD against Solana, but Solana's in the mix and is trying to compete as a layer one. You have Cardano, obviously, Cosmos. It's going to be interesting to see what Cosmos pulls off. That might be one. I mean, it looks, I want to go check out Cosmos. Someone mentioned Cosmos in the graph. We covered Cosmos very heavily when the show was first getting going back at that 17K dip. Let's see what the year's been like. It's been kind of rough. Been kind of rough.
Oh my God.
Been kind of rough.
Everything's
Time to
here.
fine.
buy or time to never look at it again?
I mean, this is a risky biscuit here. Let's see here. Yeah, but I mean, look, it's fighting right at these front kind of stoppage points here. Actually, a little bit under them. Should have been fighting for itself right here. So really losing that line, that's rough. Okay, this is a potential Algorand situation. But when you have a potential Algorand situation, if they keep the lights on and the development happening into when the hype returns to the market in general, this could be a massive move. Let's see what the all-time high is. It's about $45. Don't have a max supply. Let's see here. Yeah, Cosmos looking a little questionable here. Not gonna lie. I mean, it's awesome what they're trying to do in the osmosis. It's a very powerful protocol, but you got to have people at the fair to have a party here. And this looks like the people lost right about $10. Looks like $10 or $12 was that line. They're down to $7.31. God, this is a definite high risk play, I would say. But taking this risk like this might end up, I mean, I get asked about Algorand all the time. And the reason why I'm comparing the two.
What is Algo at now?
It's cheap. It's at all-time lows. Okay. Oh, it's pumping.
What
Look at this.
All right.
Oh, this is the day. Look at it. It's got some life.
Holy
She's alive.
Yes. Go, Algo, go.
Oh, my God. Okay. Let's
10
see here. Now
cents?
you back
Come
up.
on.
Here's the year. Just to keep our lives together here.
That was
I know.
great.
Yo, buy it. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Not financial advice.
Let's see here. So Algorand just under 10 cents. This is the year. Dude, I might have to throw like a couple $100 at this thing. It was for the simple fact that it's cooked into the same paperwork that Cardano is, that XLM, that XRP is. It's got connections. I know it's got connections. It's got good tech.
Yeah, with the Clintons, right?
Well, it has great connections with the Clintons. They probably got all the connections they need. They're going to go 100x just on that. Yeah, I'll probably, this will be like at the bottom of my list of interest, but I mean, it's something that if I were to be moving into, I'd be moving into with a small amount of my overall bag because that is super sketch. Something else super sketch. Musk and Neuralink are starting human trials of brain implants for paralysis patients.
I saw they did it to the first person today. I don't know if that's true, but I saw that. I go, who in their right mind, get it? That's funny, would do that? Are they paying them a lot of money to test on them or what? Do we know?
I mean, I would imagine there's someone getting paid something for those test subjects.
No way in heck
think it's
I would
Satan,
do that.
bro. Mark of the beast.
Elon Musk's brain chip startup said on Tuesday it received approval. And remember, previously it got denied by the FDA for an independent review board to begin recruitment for the first human trial of its brain implant for paralysis patients. Now, I will say, paralysis patients, okay, the use case makes sense.
100%.
If you're paraplegic, you're paralyzed, you can't move your body. Okay, let's stop there, if we may, to retain our humanity. The study will use robots surgically to place a brain-computer interface in a region of the brain that controls the intention to move. Neuralink said that its additional goal is to enable people to control a computer cursor and a keyboard using their thoughts alone. What? Aaron, is this useful for editing? Is this going to be helpful?
I mean, people have some good points in the chat, like people with disabilities and stuff. I could see it being strong, but yeah.
So does this just print out like what you're thinking? Like, damn, she thick. Like, is that gonna just like start coming
like someone
out?
that's nonverbal? It like makes it where you can like communicate with them or something.
That's the potential
That'd
of
be.
this
I mean,
technology.
that's pretty cool. But
That's the potential of this technology, to make your thoughts reality and to put your thoughts into an algorithmic form so that it can be read in.
I'm on the
in a
fence now.
data
I'm on the fence.
You're on the fence.
I'm on the fence. Not with myself,
What you
but
got?
there are some use cases that would make sense. Yes.
I want to get it all messy by asking these questions. What you got?
Yeah, I have a friend, I guess, with cerebral palsy, and he's in a wheelchair. He's like an average student, though. Like, he can't speak, he can't communicate, but he like smiles and he's funny. He has a sense of humor, and you can communicate with him, but it's not easy, right? But he has like an iPad. He'll go into rooms and he'll like turn on lights to mess with people, if he had the ability to use his thoughts to communicate, that would be awesome.
That's cool. That would be good.
That's
there
the
definitely
situation where
are
it makes
use
sense.
cases where it makes sense for sure.
It does.
It might be slim.
I mean, yes, great point, Stephen Hawkins. Imagine the kind of. Stephen Hawkins did some amazing things with his limited abilities as it was. Imagine if he was able to transcribe his thoughts straight into data into a computer system working for him. God, just insane implications to think about. It is important to note, though, that even if this device proves to be safe for human use, it would still potentially take more than a decade to start out. What you got?
Just a comment about Joel. Damn, she thick.
I'm just saying, man.
You are
You
pretty
would.
thick.
You would say that.
You're pretty thick human.
Baby, let's go.
So yeah, I mean, this is a little far out. You know, it's nothing that we're freaking out about in the immediate, short term. There was a Star Trek episode I remember where, Neuralink was mentioned and they shoved a chip in someone's brain by force. I think that's where a lot of the initial base work for why people don't trust Neuralink, the word, came from. But, we'll see. I mean, Owen, what do you think? Are you putting a chip in your brain or what? No? Why not? Owen, why would you not put a chip in your brain?
This bro
What's the
he is
reason you would wanna
reclined
die
over there. He's not even
biologically?
near the mic.
I
He
know, he
is
doesn't
straight
get it right.
reclined.
Owen's not going for it. It's, it's something I would.
We need BJ.
I'm not going to use the Neuralink thing. I'm going to stay human. It may seem Neanderthalish or something like that to some people. I want to stay human, man.
Yeah.
This is the next generation. This is going to make a new version of humans in the future in 20, 30 years from now. I'm gonna be going out the same way I came in, as the way I am.
I'll let other people mess around with it. I'll watch from the sideline for
The
probably
value
ever.
of humans would go up a lot.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like how
Really?
much?
The
How much
value.
are we talking?
We're priceless, Hannah.
What about the ones
That's
that
what I'm
don't have it?
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. What about the ones that don't have
That's
it,
what
Hannah?
I'm saying. The value of real
I'm rare.
humans will go up because other people will be like robotic and they're like different. The value of a real person is never gonna like go away. I don't think
so. Okay.
I would like
that-
to think so.
So you're bullish on humanity surviving through this technological advancement and renaissance. Fingers crossed. Perpetual optimism. That's what it takes. Druth is going to be the only guy in a car lane to try to smash the dollar bill in receipt hole. What in the hell is
What
going
does
on?
that mean?
I don't even know.
I read it and I was like,
man.
am I stupid or what?
No, I'm a pretty reasonable guy.
C90 usually gives some good comments. That one, I have no idea.
I'm a pretty reasonable guy, but there are things that you can do to reasonable men to make them do unreasonable
Filthy
things.
mudbloods.
That sounds like it might be one of those things. Yes, mudbloods. We have a little movement in Congress. Now, Watcher Guru came out with a few things I wanted to just note. Congressmen are bringing out that it looks like the government is using mafia tactics to investigate Musk. And this is all in their words because he exposed their censorship regime. In my opinion, Elon Musk basically paid $44 billion for a crime scene. He paid $44 billion to get all of the data and all of the verification that literally our elections were bought and paid for by the digital sphere, and the left controlled that at the time being. Now, that's not the case anymore because Elon Musk took control of Twitter. He has all the files, all the requests from the White House to censor this, that, and the other thing. So we see the pile of investigations going after Elon Musk, DOJ investigations, all this crap going after SpaceX and everything under the sun. Meanwhile, Mark Zuckerberg donated $400 million to the left in election season and definitely had a control of the sway of opinion, as Facebook was one of the main digital spheres, digital squares at the time. So keep that in mind. We see the government going after Elon, leaving Mark Zuckerberg alone. It's absolutely a charade, and I hope that there is some good left in Congress and maybe we can make tar and feathering great again. Only time will tell if the American people have the guts for that. Now, also, former U.S. Congressman Stephen Breyer sentenced to 1.8 years in prison for insider trading. This is a good start, but what about Nancy Pelosi? She's worth over $100 million, makes a couple $100,000 a year. Paul Pelosi definitely has had some great moves. She's statistically ranked as one of the best stock traders in history. Nancy Pelosi. So just think about that. Still in power. Probably born in 1930 or something like that. Seeing a completely different age in time to what we are currently experiencing. Post-industrial age. And yeah, I want to see more congressmen called out for insider trading because it's absolute garbage. If they're setting parameters for what companies can do what, controlling the monopolies of which, by the way, we have a monopoly video coming out today, don't we, Aaron?
It already came out.
It already came out.
Yep.
After the video, after this, go check out our Monopoly video on our videos tab in the Blockchain Basement YouTube. But, it's just nice to see a little bit. Maybe this is just them throwing the dog a bone, giving us a little bit of justice while all the rest of the arbitrage continues to go on and the American people continue to stay asleep, controlled by hyperbolic talking heads that give them either one side or the other extreme of an argument without ever finding the truth, which is always in the middle of situations at large. So nice to see a little bit. Now, on this note, a little bit kind of related, Stanford University is planning, not has already, but they're planning to return millions of dollars that they received from FTX. This is a start, but there's still plenty of political pundits. I mean, this is nice.
How much money? Do we know how much money it was?
Let's go into it. $5.5 million, it looks like. So just a touch. Just a couple $1 million of your money at home if you were in FTX when it went under. Just a little drop in the pond, a little touch, but hopefully Stanford University returns the money. I want to see the Dems return the money. I want to see the Republicans return the money. I want to see those eggs all over the faces of political pundits that accepted fraudulent cash to get elected. They've basically been able to serve out their whole term already because all this happened 3 or 4 years ago. So we're already past the point of any immediate justice happening, but it would be nice to see some retribution come down the line. I pray and I hope that does come to pass. But honestly, if you want to see it happening, you don't see it happening?
I don't see it happening.
Yeah. Think they're just going to kick it down and let it go into the dust, huh?
Get out of, what is that Monopoly card? Get out of jail free card, whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to use that one.
Nice reference. I play Monopoly with my kids often. I have Pokemon Monopoly. How we connected the two Pokemon and Monopoly connect? I don't know.
What
that was
piece
not
are you,
played.
I'm the dog. Dog always.
You're the dog?
I like the thimble.
Cubone. That's the dog. He's not just a dog. It's Cubone.
Is his name?
Yeah.
Oh, well, for you, for Pokemon, yeah.
I'm always Charmander. I'm a burn it down type of guy. Scorched earth. You know what I mean? But
He's the best.
On the Sam Bankman-Fried mess, there's still more information coming out now. What's
Shane Hansen, redeemed, remove hat, network doinks, one bill, Joel.
They cut it off. I was doing it, and then he turned the camera.
Oh.
Didn't even see my bald head.
Are you bald under there?
No. You'll never know.
Okay. Well, Sam Bankman-Fried's father advised top liberal dark money network, Arabella Advisors. So the father of disgraced crypto kingpin SBF apparently sat on the advisory board for the largest left-wing dark money network in the United States, according to a new lawsuit. Absolutely fantastic news. This is super. The revelation of the apparent advisory role was a footnote on page 19. Just a little footnote, just a little touch of the lawsuit. Washington Examiner reached out to the lawyer for FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried for comment. Mr. Bankman has never had any role in Arabella Advisors, claimed Steve Samsonite, spokesman for the Arabella Advisors in a statement to the Washington Examiner. FTX is seeking to obtain millions of dollars that it says Bankman fraudulently transferred and misappropriated. The lawsuit says that the pair exploited their access and influence within FTX enterprise to enrich themselves. You don't say. The largest scam in history might have had a little bit of spillover to the advisory boards that the dad was on. No kidding. Meanwhile, the family has held other ties to left-wing causes and made large donations to Democrats, according to campaign finance records. Isn't that just something? So a dark network of money being pushed to the Dems has Sam Bankman-Fried's dad on the board. This is insane that we still have the same guy as our president right now. Ask yourself, are you standing up for yourself? If you're staying quiet about the situation, are you just being loyal? Or are you being afraid? Are you being afraid to speak out against this pure and unadulterated tyranny that you're seeing spill across the news?
He's going to get us canceled.
I know. It's hard to deal with.
He's like a dog. Get back.
Yeah. So I'll reel it in a little bit.
Don't give him all the truth.
I'll reel it in. Okay. But be strong. Okay. We're in very important revolutionary times.
Yeah, people will be reading about this for sure in history books.
Oh yes,
100%.
you can guarantee that. You know, and it just, again, another thing about this channel is avoiding scammers and avoiding being hacked, avoiding falling victim to either, polarizing, hyperbolic, over the top extremists that are coming at you, just guaranteeing Voltine who's going to go to the moon, and also avoiding getting hacked by links and user error. So,
AJ.
Yeah.
And don't click on that link. Stop.
Don't touch it.
So you're telling me the 1 ETH I sent the other night, I'm not getting 2 back?
Never getting it back.
Not gonna lie to you, before I got really into crypto, I saw the Elon Musk thing and I called my brother and I was like, bro, if I only had a little bit more of this one crypto, I could send it in and get double. And then I moved here, got this job, and I was like, oh, it was all scam.
Yeah.
Thank God I didn't do it.
Too
but I would have
good
done it.
to be true. If it's too good to be true.
Because I was like, Elon Musk's live?
No.
Oh my God.
No way.
Elon Musk doesn't care about you.
Just your brain.
Yeah, just
Aaron,
your brain and your data. What you got?
I cannot be scammed in crypto because of RuneScape.
Yeah.
RuneScape
has made me,
Bro.
I've said this before, RuneScape has prepared me for the crypto world.
There it
They
is.
used to be
There's so
scamming
many
me.
scams in there.
I was like 6 and 7 years old, and they were stealing all of my money. These like 18-year-old boys.
This is why you don't let your kids play.
And I thought I had a GF in the game, but it was really a guy all along.
Oh my God. Wait, really?
This
Yeah,
is
it's
an
a common
important
thing.
subject,
It's a
man.
meme.
You're in the Wild
Buying
West. You're in
GF.
crypto. Things are crazy. Okay, you got scammers all over the place. People lost all kinds of money in FTX, but not only that, they lost money in Celsius. And now, to add insult to injury, scammers are now posing as bankruptcy firm to drain Celsius users' wallets as well. Okay, absolutely salt in the wound. Customers to defunct crypto lender Celsius are reporting being targeted by scammers impersonating the firm's bankruptcy claim agent Stretto. Very, very naughty activity indeed. Once a victim connects their wallet, the site will attempt to drain assets and NFTs stored in it by disguising the transaction as a deposit. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. According to Bleeping Computer, the attackers are likely using older contact lists previously stolen through hacked crypto marketing accounts. This, again, we've covered this on the account. We came out with didn't we already come out with that weekend video that highlights this with a KYC video? Go check out our KYC video.
Yeah, we did do a KYC one.
Because that highlights the dangers of that centralized information very explicitly, especially because you think about it, Crypto Exchange has a marketing department. They have all kinds of different departments and to interact with customers, and it is just a business that can be infiltrated and is being infiltrated one after the other. So keep your crypto off exchanges for the love of God. Celsius creditors who receive one of these emails are advised to ignore it and instead check for updates on the cases.stretto.com/Celsius. So super crappy to see that stuff happen. And that's just the nature of the beast being in the Wild West. You got to watch out for getting wrecked by bad actors because we're making money. The money is flowing. There's picks that are working. People are doubling their bags in short amounts of time. And with that growth, with that money increasing, scammers are seeing it. They're hungry. Times are tough out there. They're looking for victims like wolves in the woods. So, never leave your stuff on exchanges. If you need to go get some crypto, get it on the exchange and then get off the exchange into a cold storage wallet.
Do you have hot wallets at all?
I use it for like very short amount of time, like a week, 2 weeks. I'll leave something in a hot wallet for. I will not leave crypto in a hot wallet for an extended period of time at all. Because not only do I not trust our entire energy grid and power system, I think that's going to go down over the next 10 years at some point. But I also think that every single one of these companies and exchanges has weak points and entry points that have been scratched at by these cyber attackers over the years, and they are at risk. So you have to keep that in mind, in and out like an operation. So Binance, we got a lot of FUD coming out the last few weeks against Binance. Here is CZ refuting reports on a $250 million loan to BAM Management. This is a sticking point in one of the allegations this last week. So on September 19th, a report from the media outlet Decrypt interpreted court documents related to the lawsuit between Binance and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. And the report said that Binance U.S. legal team claimed in the documents that BAM Management U.S. Holdings issued a $250 million convertible note to Zhao in December, Zhao being CZ. However, Zhao disputed the report and expressed his rebuttal on X, formerly known as Twitter. The amount of wrong information is just ... That's how I feel often, CZ. I feel you, bro. They got the direction wrong. I loaned $250 million to BAM a while back, not the other way around, and have not taken it back. So Decrypt not doing that great of a job with this reporting. In a post, Zhao shared a screenshot of the report and said that the outlet got the direction wrong, and boy, they got it wrong by 100%. Is in the complete other direction of what they're reporting. So just keep that in mind. When you see these hyperbolic headlines and Binance under investigation, they're doing it for clicks. And that's why, when that story broke, we didn't even give it much credence because they've continually cried wolf on Binance the same way that they continually call wolf on Tether. It just kind of feels the same right now. So we're kind of numb to it. And it's great to see this further explanation come out from CZ himself. Amid its legal battle with Binance, the SEC has claimed repeatedly that it has been struggling to extract information from Binance and the Binance.us firms since the start of the lawsuit. So they're just playing hard to get. It's a large, and DZ covered the amount of paperwork well this morning. Just, they got 200 some odd pages of documentation. SEC says, hey, that's not enough. We need more. We need everything. Binance is going to continue to push back, continue to make this difficult. It's the same concept as if you walk into a grocery store during flu season and you get yelled at to wear a mask. You make it difficult on them. You don't just say, oh, okay, I'm so sorry. If you disagree, I forgot mine. Can you go get it? All right, wait 5 minutes. Make them walk across the whole store. They come back. Put it on your ear. Or just drop it. Then they come back. Make them work for their control of you. They will give up. Okay, that's the point of all of this SEC action and this warning against cryptocurrency in general is to make you afraid, to make you bend the will and not even ask a question, just obey. And you don't necessarily have to. You can work within your legal powers granted to you as a person of this world, and you can fight back. So don't make it too easy on the controllers that be, because if you do, they will absolutely steamroll you.
Just say no.
Just say no. That was a good dare. I mean, they could have done better with the tagline dare in high school.
Just say no.
They showed up with like a Black Hawk helicopter at my high school, and like the SWAT team gets out, and then you got this furry dog next to him, and I thought we were like under attack until the dog showed up, and then I realized everything was fine. A little stressful situation. You gotta just maybe rethink your approach there.
Man, I hated Dare. Every woman said no.
No.
Just kidding.
Well, I mean,
all I remember is in health class when they do like the whole thing on like sex, drug stuff. I remember that was a time we'd be crushing up the Smarties and smoking Smarties. Did anyone ever do that? Smoking Smarties?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's what we were worried about.
That's what they call teenager syndrome, where they get told to not do something and they go ahead and do it.
I felt so cool.
You felt cool?
I felt so cool smoking Smarties.
Yeah. Well, those candy Lucky Strikes, or those like little candy cigarettes, those are good.
Those were good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They actually
You
weren't
remember
good,
those?
but they were fun.
They were
fun.
good.
Cool.
I mean, they tasted like chalk, actually. Now
We
that I
were
think
losers.
about
We
it.
were losers.
Okay, fair enough. Well, just on the note of attacks, there is still craziness going on in DeFi on the hacking side. Balancer was hit by a DNS attack on a front-end website just overnight. Looks like Ethereum-based DeFi exchange Balancer suffered a domain name system attack. Basically on its front end of its website, team did confirm over the night the domain name system is a widely used protocol that websites rely on. However, the attackers can exploit issues in the DNS to attempt to carry out nefarious activities, and demonstrated in this incident. While there has been no official statement yet about the impact on users' assets, security from PeckShield estimated that roughly $238,000 worth of crypto might have been taken during the attack. So, my God, just be careful out there. And then this is a reiteration, I'm looking at Thorchain. I'm looking at all these kind of small boutique DeFi products. And granted, I'm not looking for each one of them to change the world with their white paper, their tech. I'm looking for a good marketing plan. I'm looking for a good concentrated intention for what they plan to do with the product. But other than that, man, I mean, all they have to do is stay in the game and ride the coattails of Bitcoin as we follow the 4-year cycle. In my opinion, it will return and repeat to the same degree. Now, the only question is not if it's going to happen, but are we going to see a super cycle with the kind of connection and marriage of oil and gas industries mining Bitcoin right on the site, acknowledging the potential for the use and the proof of power spent that Bitcoin can provide, just in terms of monetary backing. I hope, and I'm here for it if we do have a super cycle, but a more logical, reasonable expectation is a continuation of that level of diminishing returns. I'm looking in that thought process about $100,000 to $140,000 per Bitcoin at the peak of the next cycle. There is plenty of time to make good money on Bitcoin right now because we're a low, but I feel really excited about Chainlink and other kind of more aggressive products that can offer a bigger return. So with that being said, messing around with things like on Balancer, it's not the end of the world. Just don't expose your entire bag to it. Protect yourself. Think about the risk to reward ratio on that. Because, everyone's getting scammed. Even the president's son himself, Donald Trump Jr., Twitter account was hacked this morning.
Oof.
Came out. Oh, God. I'm sad to announce my father, Donald Trump, has passed away. I'll be running for president 2024. Owen, take my screen down because the next one is really bad.
I think the next one's the one I saw.
I'm not doing it. Owen?
Not his screen, the computer screen.
I am not doing it.
The next one's one I saw this morning. I go, I think he was hacked. Everyone's like, we already know that, Aaron.
No, the reason is because Johnny came in and said it like 4 seconds before you.
Yeah, because I was doing research on my phone and I wasn't listening.
Dude, but he put out some weird one. Pull up this one, Owen. So the hacker or whoever got his account said Richard Hart is innocent. When I become president, I'm going to burn the SEC. Like, what?
This is literally just some crypto bro.
Yeah, this is just some crypto
Jr.
degen that friggin' hacked Donald Trump Jr.'s account. Very sad. The Orange Man's coming back. I know a lot of people don't accept it, but Orange Man's coming back. The summer of love will return. You're going to see hyperbolic, angry media just slamming people. The word deplorable is going to become trending once again. It's all coming back, baby. It's the new roaring 20s. Lean into the chaos because it's coming for you. And a lot of people Joel, you're new to the 2A community, right? Mm. A lot of people that are outside of the 2A community, they're like, hey, I don't need to have one of those on me because you know what? That's never happened to me. Here's the thing. Owen, give me a close. What are you doing? Looking at porn? Unbelievable. You don't get to choose violence. Violence chooses you. And it doesn't always choose the time that you're ready for it. So I appreciate that you are looking into the 2A community because it's just about having it and not needing it, and not needing it and not having it. That's the point of having that potential in yourself. And now being a man that has control, or a woman that has control of yourself and your emotions, is the most important thing you do before anything. You make sure that internally you're sound of mind. Before you go into high risk investments, before you go into, high levels of potential problems being created in your training, if you're messing around in the iron side, you need to take things seriously. You need to take personal responsibility for your finance, for your life, because no one is coming to save us when things really get bad except for ourselves. That's what we do on this channel. We try to spread the message, get as many people that in the know about crypto before it's too late, before they're knocking at your door. They're asking you, what did you buy and how did you get all this? What should I buy right now? Because they're going to be asking you at the top. So don't do them the disservice of telling them to FOMO in when we are at the time frame and statistical top of the next bull market. Let them know now. Don't wait until it's too late to change your life. And, with that, this is a good show, man. I had a fun time today.
Thanks.
Great time.
It was a good time.
show.
It was good.
I'm glad we had Joel on.
Chat, I freaking love you. I love all of you.
We're the best chat. C90FTW, Joey Cicero. Is that Cicero. I think Jordy Cicero. Gary's Guzzler. Owen Allen. Owen Allen is Owen's biggest simp. Owen has a
Really.
Where's Meanless, right? Ooh,
Meanless, yeah, he's not in right now, but he's all over the way. Astrotone, Mario Cantonese, thank you very much for joining us. Aaron, Joel, Hannah, are we ready to do this? Are we ready to go put together ATB and keep
Right
creating
into the
that
darkness.
content to spread the word of crypto? Let's
You're-
do it.
Let's go touch some grass. And you should too.
See you at
Goodbye.
5.
touch my grass.
Oh, my video?
Oh.
Well, yeah.
watch
Oh,
it.
yeah. The Monopoly video. Make sure to check out the Monopoly video in the video section of the Blockchain Basement. Thank you, Owen, for that reminder. And with that, we bid you adieu.